Welcome back to the program. Today we're going to create the 404 page. Right where we left off, the 404 page is going to be the page that collects all of our links so that we can use our clean URLs. Links in the description to set up that 404. GitHub will allow you to set it up so that you can really do anything you want. If the URL doesn't exist, it goes to your 404.html page that you set up. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to make sure we do docroot/404.html. We'll go to our browser. Let's see here. Make sure that the actions is finished. Refresh the browser, and voila, there's our 404 page. And no matter where we go, any URL that we enter in is going to be, default to our 404 page. So it doesn't matter if it's filename.html or just file name or any other directory. You can have anything after the main root of your site will default to the 404.html page. So whatever jQuery you put in there will pick up, and you can do whatever you want with it. So at this point, we're just going to create the scripts page. We're not going to really do anything right now. We're just going to create placeholders. So we're going to do the same thing with the CSS. I'm not going to do any compiled CSS in this project. But like I said, the first page we're going to do is we're going to have our listing, our blog listing, right? So we're going to have, blog number 1 and listing number 1 and listing number 2. And we're just going to put just generic, information for each listing item. We'll just create a couple of H2s. We call it the blog item title. And then we'll have another line that will just have the date, article date, month, day, year. I'm not even going to bother putting anything like that there. And then we're going to put our author information. Yes, I did spell author incorrectly. It's A-U-T-H-O-R, not E-R like I have it eloquently in this description here. But I hit refresh. What you'll see is, let's see, I got to go in here to my 404. And I'm going to copy over some of this stuff here. I'm going to place this in my 404 just to kind of use it as a template, cookie cutter. So let me edit my 404. I'll go ahead and paste all that here. Save it. And then I'm going to kind of chop this up a bit. Because like I said, in this example, I'm just doing a simple blog. With clean URLs hosted by GitHub, and the index page is going to be my listing page where I have the list of all the blog entries, and then you click on a blog entry, it goes to the sub page, or in this case the 404 page, and it just reads the URL, and the URL is the identifier as to what it pulls when it pulls from the XML datasheet. So I get this little setup here so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about, and I'll remove the stuff I don't need that came in from the index page. So now that I have blog item title number 1, I'm going to change that because this isn't the listing page; it's the detail page. The actual article page. So we're just going to put something generic in here. Just going to write the description of the article. This might be like a lead paragraph or something like that. And then next line down, we'll do the same thing, except for this will be where we put our body, and we can CSS this up a little bit, make it a little bit more neater, and make it so that it looks a little bit more presentable. But like I said, we're just slapping this together, and the whole point is to show free hosting on GitHub pages with clean URLs. And just going to do that by pulling from my XML datasheet. So if I hit refresh, there's our listing page. So this is like our index page with the two blog items, number 1 and number 2. Go ahead and edit this, just because I'm OCD. I gotta have a little bit of space above and below, so we'll just set margin top, margin bottom, 3 REMs, And then what else can we do here? We might as well just add a little bit of margin to the bottom of the row. So we'll just do MB2 on the bottom of each row here. Alright, we got that straightened out. Looks like we're all cool. Let's just throw some A tags. And just throwing them in there, you know, just, well, let's just create a bogus URL. We'll make it blog item title number -1, and we'll just do the same thing, you know, with the second blog item. Just copy the A tag, make sure we close the A tag over here. And, you know, we'll do the same thing down here, like I said, on the second one. Just do a copy and paste, change that to 2, and close the A tag over here. And we'll come down here and save our changes. And while Actions is doing its thing, let's go over and let's see how we're doing. We're going to, yeah, there's our 404 page. All right, so our 404 page now says blog item number 1. So this is going to be filled in with dynamic information, right? So, you know, with our Actions doing its thing, you know, with our, because we did links on the index page, what's going to happen now is that whenever, you know, we're going to have like a little bit more legitimate links here. So link number 1, well, let's see, you know what we did wrong? What we didn't do is we didn't put the full path in here. And because GitHub Pages gives you like a sub directory to host projects in, like this one is free GitHub hosting, you know, / free GitHub hosting, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in my full URL, my absolute URL. I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it right here. And then that way we'll have the full link going and we don't have any issues. So while that's doing its thing, we can also, we won't do it this time around, but, you know, we can also write a script, JavaScript or jQuery or whatever that will, you know, be able to negotiate the base URL. So that if you go from example.com or GitHub pages / project / you know, and then the index, it will be able to be smart enough to, you know, determine, you know, what the full path is. So right now, we've got clean URLs working. We've got a couple of static, you know, URLs that we've got on the listing page that go to our 404 page. Well, they, you know, both of them do. It doesn't matter. Like I said, whatever it is we do goes to that 404 page. So the next time we get together, we're going to have to, you know, put together some sort of response that when you go to the 404 page, it reads the, you know, the path of, you know, the link. So based on that, that's what, you know, data will be called from the XML spreadsheet. We'll do that in episode 3. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and add a back to the home page just so we can bounce back and forth with a nice, clean, easy link. You're going to put a little bit of, you know, text center here so that, you know, when we go down here, we're going to save our changes and then go back to the listing page. Let's see here. I'm going to make sure Actions is done. A little bit of fast forward. So we're going to click on the link here. Boom, there's our link at the top. We can click back, nice and easy. Click back. And so now, you know, we're literally going to obviously take this data and we're going to make it dynamic in our next video. That'll be that'll be video number 3 in this series. Just to get started, I'm going to add a little bit of jQuery. So this isn't going to, you know, you're not going to see any of this, you know, result in this video, but I do need to get it started. So I'm just going to start my jQuery template. Going to start with, you know, my jQuery document ready function so that, you know, I can run my functions that I need. So a couple of functions that are coming up are I have to read the XML datasheet to get all of the titles from each page item in our XML Datasheet, and I'll show you what that is in just a minute. But I have to read all of those for our listing page, and then we're going to have to set some sort of a link that will identify that particular individual, or unique rather, listing in the XML spreadsheet, or datasheet rather, right? So that when I go to my 404 page, it will see that that link is associated with a specific node in my XML datasheet. So that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the template of what we're doing here in our jQuery document ready function. I'm gonna create a file called sitemap.xml, right? And this is the data sheet that will have all of our data that we're going to pull to create content on our clean URL pages. So I'm going to finish this off. We've got Ajax with type get, our URL that we're going to be pulling from, data type XML, and I'm just going to start typing in some preliminary sort stuff. So because I also put a sort tag, or we're going to put a sort tag in our XML data sheet that will allow us to order our content based on a weight, you know what I mean? So sort 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the idea, so that we can put it in any order that we want. Now right now it's not going to be a whole lot, make a lot of difference, because it's all static, so we can kind of put it in any order that we want. But in the future, when we get into further series, what we can do is we can use a headless Drupal backend, where we can create a view that will put things in order, with weight, and we can add a weight or sort entity in the node that we can then add a sort function to our front end visual view. So that being said, let's go back to our doc root, and let's create our sitemap. Let's just call it sitemap.xml, not CML, XML. Here we go. All right, so this is going to be a pretty basic example of a XML data sheet, and we'll just create 2 nodes in here, as to represent 2 entries of our blog items. So we'll just call each node a page, and each page will have a title. In this case, it'll be article number 1, and then we'll have a sort. This is the sort I was telling you about. We'll make this number 1, and then we'll have our content. And our content, now you have to, you have to be careful, because with JavaScript, jQuery, and all that kind of stuff, you want HTML to render and not be stripped. And when we get into doing more advanced front ends like Angular, you'll see that there's their security protocols will strip out a lot of the HTML. So we'll get through that and answer a lot of those particulars going forward. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our HTML, our content HTML, in a CData tag, which is what we're doing here. So we've got, we'll just enter in some random URL or HTML here. This will be just H1. We'll call this some article headline, and we'll create p tags, and we'll have some article body text, and we'll just keep it simple and leave it at that. Next thing we need to do is to close our page node, and then we'll close the XML just like that. But like I said, we're going to make 2 page nodes, so we'll just copy this and paste it, and we'll change article number 1 to article number 2, and we'll change the sort to number 2, and then we'll just change some to another, And that's going to do it for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you watching. Hope you learned some. Let me know in the comments if I can do anything better. Thanks again.